Prague, the city of 100 spires. By day, it dazzles with Gothic towers, cobbled streets, and golden rooftops. But by night, the city whispers older stories of monsters, curses, restless spirits, dark pacts made with the devil himself. These are the tales that don't make it into school books, but linger in the stones and shadows of Prague's streets. Tonight, we step into that world of folklore and fear. These are the dark legends of Prague you didn't learn in school. The Golem of Prague, guardian or monster? Our journey begins in the Jewish quarter, centuries ago, with one of Prague's most famous legends, the Golem. Rabbi Judah Loew, a respected scholar, is said to have crafted a creature of clay brought to life by mystical words and the power of the Hebrew name of God. The Golem's mission? To defend the Jewish community from persecution. By day, it worked tirelessly, chopping wood, carrying water, protecting the innocent. But as the story goes, the creature grew restless, violent, even uncontrollable. One Friday evening, Rabbi Loew removed the sacred words from its mouth before Sabbath began, and the lifeless body of clay was hidden in the attic of the old new synagogue. Some say it still rests there today, waiting to be awakened. Locals whisper that during times of crisis, footsteps echo in the attic and dust shifts on its own. Was the Golem a savior or a monster? The truth is buried under centuries of fear and hope. The curse of the astronomical clock. Next, we move to Prague's Old Town Square, where the magnificent astronomical clock has marked the passage of time since the 15th century. But with its beauty comes a curse. Legend says that the clockmaker, Master Hannes, was blinded by city officials so he could never replicate his masterpiece elsewhere. In revenge, Hannes supposedly threw himself into the gears, stopping the clock and cursing anyone who dared to repair it. Over the centuries, whenever the clock fell silent, calamity struck Prague. Fires, invasions, uprisings. Even today, locals half-jokingly fear the curse whenever maintenance is scheduled. The clock still ticks, its figures of death and vanity circling on the hour. But its legend warns, some creations are too powerful to tamper with. Faust House, the Devil's Playground. On Charles Square stands the mysterious Faust House, a Baroque mansion with a sinister past. Alchemists once lived here, experimenting with elixirs and summoning forces best left alone. The most famous tale tells of a man who made a pact with the devil himself. One night, neighbors heard screams and crashes. They rushed in to find the house in ruins, but no trace of the man, only a gaping hole in the ceiling. People claimed the devil had dragged him straight to hell. Stranger still, later residents reported phantom lights, alchemical symbols appearing on the walls, and furniture shifting on its own. Even today, passers-by swear the windows glow faintly at night. The Headless Templar. At the convent of St. Agnes, an eerie figure is said to wander, a headless Templar knight. According to legend, the knight was executed unjustly, his head struck off in betrayal. Now his ghost roams the convent gardens, carrying his head beneath his arms, searching endlessly for justice or peace. Witnesses describe a chill in the air and the sound of clanking armor when no one is there. It is said that if you encounter him and bravely ask what he seeks, you may help release his spirit, but few dare to speak when faced with such a sight. The Devil's Column at Vyšehrad. Vyšehrad fortress holds many legends, but one stands tall, literally. Outside the church of Saints Peter and Paul lies the so-called Devil's Column, 3 massive stone pillars stacked awkwardly. Legend says a priest once bet the devil he could finish Mass before the devil returned from Rome with a boulder. The priest won. In rage, the devil hurled the stone, shattering it into 3 pieces that landed in Vyšehrad. The stones remain to this day, weathered and scarred, a strange monument to a battle between faith and fury. Children are told not to climb them, lest the devil return for his prize. The White Lady of Prague Castle. Every castle seems to have a ghost, and Prague Castle is no exception. The White Lady, dressed in pale robes, appears before great events, sometimes joyful, sometimes tragic. She has been linked to royal births, deaths, and political upheavals throughout Czech history. Some say she is the restless soul of a noblewoman wronged centuries ago, cursed to wander the halls of power forever. Guards have reported sudden chills, doors opening on their own, and glimpses of her figure in moonlit courtyards. The skeleton of Old Town Bridge Tower. Charles Bridge, beloved by tourists, has darker secrets. One of them lies in the Old Town Bridge Tower. Legend says a Bohemian noble, executed for treason, had his severed head displayed in the tower as a warning. Over time, his skeleton was said to haunt the tower itself, rattling chains and watching over the bridge. The bridge, beautiful by day, becomes eerie by nightfall. The alchemist Edward Kelley. Prague was once the capital of European alchemy under Emperor Rudolf II. Among its strangest figures was Edward Kelley, an English alchemist who claimed he could transmute base metals into gold. Kelley's experiments bordered on the occult, and legends swirl that he used dark rituals to try to gain knowledge from spirits. Imprisoned for fraud, he died mysteriously in Prague, but rumors insist his ghost still lingers in the old alchemy streets, searching for the philosopher's stone he never found. Prague's beauty hides shadows in its stones, golems in attics, knights without heads, cursed clocks, devil's wagers, and ghosts that still pace castle halls. These legends remind us that history isn't only written in books, it's also whispered in stories, etched in fears, and kept alive in the places where the past refuses to die. And if you enjoyed this journey into Prague's dark side, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join us next time as we uncover another hidden story that takes you beyond the guidebook.